possibility of devolution being implemented. They were successful in their intention, and as I've noted before, this has been the source of much resentment. There were no thresholds in the 1997 referendums on devolution, as I said earlier on, nor any other thresholds in any of the other referendums that have taken place in the last 13 years.
Would my noble friend please address the point which was made by the noble Lord Rooker, that this referendum is quite different from any other because it is binding, and the effect of his amendment will be simply that it puts the referendum on the same status as every previous referendum, insofar as the Commons is able to consider it and reach a conclusion. Will he address that argument? Because it has not been addressed in either House so far.
My Lords, the referendum which is taking place in Wales on the 3rd of March, on which there is no threshold and no threshold was requested, as is for a poll which is binding on this Parliament. And I know that noble Lords will say, as my noble friend has and others have said, that this is a binding referendum, so let me be entirely clear about my answer. Referendums are a constitutional device. They're rarely used, but they are used occasionally to ask the people their view on a specific issue. I believe it would not be right to offer the people a referendum where Parliament has explicitly laid out what the effects of that referendum would be, but say that we might not give them what they vote for. A threshold, even in the more nuanced form proposed by the noble Lord Rooker, is unnecessary and, my Lords, we believe wrong.
Lords, I'm not going to entertain the House. I'm certainly not going to comment on that excuse about the concessions. That was not in the context of the two offers from that dispatch box about the defeats the government had suffered. It wasn't said in that context. It was about wholly different subjects, none of which have materialised. I think we've had enough, and I think people have been delayed enough on this last day before the recess. I beg to move and test the opinion in the House.
The original question was that motion A be agreed to, since when motion A1 has been moved as an amendment thereto. The question now is that motion A1 be agreed to. As many of that opinion will say content. The contrary, not content. I think the not contents have it. Clear the bar.